I'm here because I want to share with you all a synopsis for film Want to Jaga. Actually, this film is about the story behind the scenes of the uniform force of the Royal Malaysian Police, which for the first time in the history of Malaysian films show the dark side of a few members who are willing to betray trust by taking bribes and getting caught in the criminal activities. Actually, two policemen, Hassan and Hussein, are partners, and each has his own principles when they carrying their own duties. So Hussein's passion begins to be tested when the principle of trust defended in the principle of his duties contradict his senior Hassan, who hindered his effort to uphold justice when they both deal with the issues of foreign immigrants and illegal workers actually. And also this film initially tells about the symptom of corruption through the dark side of misconduct among subordinate police officer who take advantage of the power of holding the law that they have. So for me, the beginning of this film is cleverly because they use the lyric of a popular game song among children in the past, which is the sound is like police entry want to jaga, polis mati, pencuri jaga. So give a significant figurative meaning to the entire journey of this film. It makes the audience think about the concept that seems simple on the surface, but actually is really complex when looking at the angle. Who is really a criminal and who is really a policeman in the real life. So this film is also tell the story of the fight and extortion that we often hear about the foreign immigrants who litter the land of Malaysia, whether they come legally or without permission from the enforcement authority. So Hussein has just been assigned with a new partner. Hassan is a corrupt policeman. His life is easy by asking bribes from criminals. Hussein is a principal policeman also, and on their first day working together, Hussein went to the Pak Sarip tire workshop to ask for a worker permit, but however they were scolded by Adi. So on the other hand, Sunyati can stand working as a wage earner. He then asks for the help of his brother Sugiman, who is an illegal immigrant who works in a workshop, tire workshop. So Sugiman has a son named Joko, who is close to Adi. So the tire shop owner, Pak Sarip, Amirul's father, promised to help. So he asked Sugiman to take Sunyati to hide in a hotel before putting her on a boat that takes her back to the Indonesia. So at the same time, Rico, a boy from Philippines, and Marzuki were asked to hand over 10,000 to James. So Rico suddenly took 3,000 to send to his family at Philippines. When James found Marzuki and Rico, they gave only 7,000 to James. Disgruntled James meet their boss, a Dato, is played by the director itself, is a Namron. James threatened the Dato to give the remaining 3,000. The Dato then asked him to find two of his missing men, actually Marzuki and also the Rico lah. So James wisely asked for another 10,000. So an argument ensued when Hussein realized that Hassan often asked for bribes. When they were in town, they meet Sunyati, who came out of her room to buy food, and Hussein wanted to take her to the station. However, when Sugiman appeared and asked about the value of money to release his sister, Hassan asked for 500 as a promise that his sister would be released. So Sugiman promised to pay after he returned to the Pak Sarip tire workshop to collect the money. Unfortunately, when Sugiman arrived at work, Pak Sarip was not at the store actually. So Adi happened to be there and ordered Sugiman to follow him to solve the problem. So Joko wanted to go, but his father scolded him. They bought Adi's small truck with a mysterious load. So when Adi and Sugiman arrived where Hassan was waiting, Adi was furious. Hassan, who wanted to resolve the situation, released Sunyati. So, but Hussein opened the fire. When Adi and Sugiman arrived at the workshop, Sugiman saw a drop of blood from the plastic wrap next to him. When it was opened, apparently Joko hid there and followed his father and Adi undetected. So Joko was shot. Hussein, who couldn't stand it, came attack to the workshop. So a fight ensued. Sugiman finally shoot Hassan. Pak Sarip, who returned from giving bribe money to the James, arrived and managed to stop Sugiman from shooting Hussein. At the police station, Hussein was questioned. A policeman saw a phone number in his notebook. So Hussein said that number is a phone number that party used if there is a problem. So when dialed, the police was surprised to find that the number belonged to the police chief himself. So the police chief was arrested, and Hassan is critical and is being treated before the judgment is carried out. Sugiman and Sunyati, who bought a boat to go to the Indonesia and could not be traced by the two countries. Marzuki and Rico also were killed by his own boss. So that the synopsis and a story in this film that we know the conflict in this film has lived in our society, but we never found it and we never watched it because of we have some list to follow, instruction to be shoot and not to shoot actually. So this film is a new way, it's a new like a new we can call it's a new thing that Malaysian film to show the dark side of our officer actually.
Now I would like to talk about the characters in this film. The first thing came to my mind is Hussein is a protagonist played by Zairil Arzim. He's a new policeman. His character is 23 years old and still single. A person who is honest and loyal to his career. Hussein is caught between performing his duty and getting resistance from his own policeman. These characters stand out for successfully pointing out the problems experienced at every level of the National Security Organization. Hussein's character is also written about how he can manage this cycle of corruption alone. At the end of the movie, Hussein takes revenge on corrupt police officers by accidentally recorded higher ranked police officer contact number in his small notebook. If you look at what Hussein's character need is to work honestly, and he wants all criminals need to be arrested. or punished. This character ends with a sweet ending because both of Hussein's wishes are fulfilled. Next, I would like to talk about the Hassan character. It's something like antagonist character and played by Rostin Subo. He's a senior police officer and Hussein's colleague. He's a married man and has a two children, forced to accept bribes for family support. At one point, Hassan explains to Hussein that his childhood life was very difficult. Here he wants to give a better life for the future of his children. Between Hassan and Hussein, their point of view are indeed different in terms of ideology and life. Hassan's character rationalizes the culture of corruption on the claim of supporting his family based on the reality of urban life. This character has successfully shown the reflective actions performed by politicians, employers, or high-ranking police officers who are bound by criminal and corruption. In the end, Hassan was critical at a hospital and under police custody. For Hassan, it is necessary to provide a good life for his family, and for that he collect bribe money. This character ends with a bitter ending. Both of Hassan's wishes were not successful. Next, I would like to talk about Adi. Adi is one of the side characters, antagonists of this film. It's played by Amirul Effendi, a teenager who is a fighter for justice nationalism. His character is the son of Pak Sarip. Adi's character was initially shown as a gangster, but at the end of the film, his inner emotions were shown after the death of Joko's character. If you look at what Adi's character needs, it is justice for foreigners, and there is no interference from the police officers. This character ends with a bitter ending because both of Adi's wishes are not fulfilled.
The character Patsarib, played by Hamsan Hassan, has given a new definition to Hussein's understanding of the involvement of police officers in the middle hierarchy of positions that are necessarily higher and more powerful than Hussein. Character Patsarib, who likes to hold up himself as hero who defend the fate of these foreigners but is actually a liar and hypocrite for taking advantage of every foreigner who works with him. In fact, everything is done solely on the basis of profit, such as the episode of Park Sarip who allegedly gave a discount to Sugiman if he wants to send his younger brother back to Indonesia by sea. In the end, Park Sarip is a victim who is also a predator, that is, he gets a reward when there are immigrants who need his help.
The character of Sugiman, played by Aryo Bayu, who is a laborer from Indonesia who tries to help his sister Sumiati, who is having trouble returning to Indonesia because she ran away from her employer who kept her passport. The story is presented with a light story plot but moves with a full of charisma. With the help of character of Sugiman's son Joko, also managed to bring another side for me which is quite fresh where the scene is indirectly lightens and tries to bring the justice to the fate of children of foreigners born in Malaysia. From this point of view, children's right to get an education of their future. This is because of the fact that these children who are not getting educated or are denied the opportunity of education by their own parents or because of the law that prevents them from going to school, indeed have a higher chance of causing them to be involved in the system of crime of their adulthood.
Another interesting story in this movie is the third story about Rico's character. This role is played by Timothy Callisto. Rico is an illegal immigrant from the Philippines with his friend Marzuki. He had been suspected of stealing by their employer, who is a dignitary with the rank of Dato, played by Namron. Rico was asked to hand over 10,000 to James, but Rico took 3,000 ringgit and sent to his family in the Philippines. When James found about Marzuki and Rico, he demanded them to give the money, but Rico was able to give 7,000 only. This leads James to meet their boss and threaten him to pay the balance amount, which is Rm 3,000. So Dato asked James to find his two missing men. For Rico, this character life ends with a bitter ending. Rico was killed by his own boss.
Now, about the acting in all of the characters, especially Hussein played by Zairil Azim or Asan played by Rostin Subo, both give very convincing performance and stand out. Aryo Batu's character Sugiman has an impact throughout the story and in various situations that are impossible to describe. Overall, other characters have given realistic performance and can feel their emotions.
Now we're gonna talk about the writers who wrote One to Jaga. First of all is Pitt Hanif. Writer Pitt Hanif was born on December 20th on 1976. He was an assistant director and also an actor for One to Jaga. He also wrote J Revolusi and Busker movie. He died on October 27, 2019 at Lapis Pahang, Malaysia. Apart from him, director Namron. As you all know, director Namron was born on 21st November 1969. He was also a Malaysian director, screenwriter, and actor who is active in theatre, film, and television. Throughout the film One to Jaga, Namron won a big at 38th Malaysian Film Festival and the 2019 Asian International Film Festival, and awards he won the Best Director trophy. According to him, the recognition of his work on corruption among the police officers throughout the film he directed made him more daring to produce the work with a voice. The third person will be Amri Rohayat. Amri Rohayat was born on 2nd November 1968. He was a director and actor known for One to Jaga, Rembat and Susu. He died on March 20th, 2017 at Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Finally, Ayam Farid. Ayam Farid is known for Crossroad, One to Jaga, Pisco Pencuri Hati, and Police.
For this film, directing and producing One to Jaga is a Malaysia JC Group has bought local thriller One to Jaga as a co-producer alongside Malaysian star is a Bron Palare Pixel Play. Bron is a producing with the Rosie Isma and he brought on board extra funding to boost the film production budget and help propel into international market at the time when few Malaysian futures are crossing over. So Bron also said that they share our aspiration as an indie studio in telling regionally themed story that are not only unique for local and regional territories, but they will surely also find an international audience. So the shooting of this film has been delayed since 2014 due to several unavoidable factors related to the script, actually, budget and the dealing with the enforcement authorities. So the script of this film was rejected twice by former Inspector General of Police Isa Khalid Abu Bakar before it was revoked. So spending 2 million for producing, the film was finally released on September 6, 2018. So One to Jaga won 2 prizes at the Southeast Asian Films Financing Forum in 2015 and received development funding from the Content Malaysia Pitching Centre under FINAS. So directed by Namron, the film follows two couples on the immigration beat and Indonesian brothers and sisters who are trying to find their way home without passport. So the cast is headed by Malaysia actor is Zahiril Azim and Rosdin Suboh, along with Indonesian actor is Aryo Bayu. So viewing Namron through his theatre works is Mak Dereh Kuala Pelik or Laut Lebih Indah Daripada Bulan, Aku Nak Jadi Bintang dan Lembu. We see he is endowed on intimate terms with the world of men, the world of masculinity. So yet even this work cannot escape dealing with politics and social issue, including corruption. So more interestingly, in his play, Namron male character may appear strong and powerful. So but they are exposed a weak man, unable to think rationally and without the strength to fight the operation that confront them. This kind of character are evident in One to Jaga too. So here we see the dark side of Kuala Lumpur, dominated by men who seem at first glance strong and brave, but each are defeated by the challenge that confront them actually. So the policemen in the film are absent or inadequate. Learning toward operation, they fail to become true and honest policemen. It's like a trick maze, no way out, deadlock. This depiction of a brutal, swelling venality is one that the Namron tries to disappear actually. So each character is a trap and continue to fail to find a way out. So it is interesting to watch the way Namron present and make us comprehend the corruption is complex. In addition to police corruption, One to Jaga examines the fate and life of immigrants in Malaysia, giving an insight into the turbulence faced by this sector of Malaysian society. So it is a subject that is rarely explored in a local film, in our local film actually.
Now moving to the award section. Actually, this film is nominated in several prestigious awards categories such as 5 Flavor Asian Film Festival, New York Asian Film Festival 2018, 13th Malaysian Film Festival, Meletup Era Awards 2019, as well as Asian International Film Festival and Awards 2019, and also in Screen Awards 2019. At the 13th Malaysian Film Festival Awards, One to Jaga has won for Best Pictures, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Screenplay, Best Original Story, and also Best Original Poster. In addition, at the 2019 Asian International Film Festival and Awards, One to Jaga once again won for Best Director and Best Supporting Actor. Oh, I really missed to mention that they also get awards from Screen Awards 2019 for Best Pictures, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Screenplay.